leaving town. I bought a one-way ticket. I ain't coming back. It's goodbye, friends.
Cess, problem kid. Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, now they fighting nigga. Lord save me from Karishika.
Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, now they find a nigga. God save me from Karishika.
You're welcome to the third edition of Get Ready for Work 2015. This is an initiative of Sterling Bank PLC targeted at young people, fresh graduates, undergraduates, currently doing their own thing, employed, unemployed, either way. Now, this edition is different from the past editions, right? Which is why we chose the theme, Mind the Gap. This is because we've established that there's a gap between where we are and where we want to be. So this requires a lot from us, regardless of the destination. Now, so this edition brings us the opportunity to help people to have an idea of who they are and ultimately figure out a sense of direction to where they want to be. So please have fun, sit back, enjoy yourselves, and ensure you take something away from here. I will beg you to do that. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank the management of Sterling Bank for giving me this grand opportunity to be part of this program. Thank you. Oh, if you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll be beside you.
You're going to highlight the gaps that exist and need to be filled. Now that is your own work. That's the gap you're going to mind. You're going to highlight the gap that needs to be what? Filled up. If you do not fill up those gaps today, you may have to come for Get Ready for Work in the next 1 year and you have not done much that you could have done. And I don't think that should happen to you. I don't think you should do that to yourself. I want to, for all of you that have E, your first letter is E. Can you please stand up? Let me see. We want to look at your attributes. That's all we're trying to do right now. What are your attributes? All of you are E. You know what E means? And it's so amazing we have a lot of E's in the house. Well, I think we have it almost equal to the I's, but we have a lot of E's. All of you that actually your first letter is E tells you that all of you are extroverted. You are all extroverts. You are outgoing people. You know, we're looking at attributes right now. You are outgoing people. You like to get out there, do things with other people, relate well with other people, connect to other people. These are things you want to do. And you are extroverts, meaning you also bring the extra into things. You're extroverts, you bring the extra into things. You always bring the extra into things. Now, as though they are sitting down, what about all of you that your first letter is I? Please stand up. All of you, your first letter is I, stand up. Now, for those of you who are standing up right now, you are introverted. You are all introverts. That you do not talk or like to get out there late and jump about and do all of that. That you don't do that does not mean there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You are comfortable in your own company, very comfortable with yourself, but also being with yourself. You can handle your own company. You can handle being by yourself. That's what I mean. You're very good with, being by yourself, spending time by yourself, because your world is really on the inside of you. You have a very rich inner world. Your world inside is very, very rich. You have a very rich inner world that by the time the extrovert goes into your world, they are amazed that you have everything right in there.
But let me tell you the reason why many of you are frozen in fear. Because you don't want to listen to what your heart is telling you to do. You are so afraid, if I do this thing, how am I going to make money? Because you have already gotten to the end of the matter before the beginning, even though you are not God. And you're saying to yourself, if my aim is to be a millionaire by 30, then the job I should be doing now is in a cubicle at a bank. And so you are frozen in fear. You don't do anything. Your heart says, start a business. Your heart says, volunteer with an NGO. Your heart says, I like the way Jerome was talking, intern with Jerome. Then your mind says, how many billionaires do I know that do Jerome's work? Exactly. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? Your heart says it is music. Your mind says, how many superstar musicians can Nigeria have? Your heart says, I am passionate when I'm counseling people in church. Your mind says, now counseling you good job. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. Constantly as we sit down there is a battle between your heart and your mind, between your soul and your logic. But listen to this. If you are unemployed or looking for something else to do, then what do you have really to lose in following your heart? Because I'm surrounded every day by people who didn't follow their heart and are falling flat on their faces. So I know for a fact that following the logic, which is usually driven by fear, doesn't always lead to success. I know for a fact. And I know for a fact that the majority of people, the other day Jerome was talking just a few minutes ago, and I'm going to use this example for you about business people and entrepreneurs. I know some of you are smart, so you're like, please, can you talk about how I'm going to get a job at Sterling Bank? Amen. And for a long time, I've been running my business like that, as a business person and an entrepreneur. Jerome warned me 3 years ago to stop that rubbish. But see, this fear thing, we conquer it every day. We wake up every morning and we conquer our fears. So you conquer one fear, you move to the next. You conquer one fear, you move to the next. So I'm telling you that fear that you are feeling in your heart is normal for everybody, at every stage, at every time. But it is useless. Fear is a useless emotion.
How's everybody doing today? Is everybody all right? Wonderful stuff. I'm here for a brief musical performance, but just before we get to this, I want to give just a little bit of advice. But not to worry, I'm not somebody that deliver long episodes, so this is not something that will be long. Now, a lot of our youth in this day and age, they are so fond of complaining that, okay, there is not much of job in town. I didn't get employment. But something they need to have inside of them is ambitions. Many youth is not having it. So I would like to ginger everybody here today that you need to place focus on your inner ambitions. Learn to have a mind of innovation, intelligent. A mind of intelligence. A lot of youth, they didn't even prepare curriculum vitae. They didn't even have it in their possession and they think they are ready for. You are not ready for working. You are not ready. A lot of you, they are waiting for ultimate divine connection. They know somebody in government that want to connect them. So they're waiting for work there. No, you need to get up on your feet and move out. Apply for the work. If you observe me, you may think that this guy, he doesn't know how to construct English. This guy proper play, didn't go to school. You will be so shocked to know I'm a barrister by qualification. No, this is the part you clap for me. What are you still doing? Clap for me. You think this is it to go to the law school? Do you know how many books I read there? Please, another applaud, please. Another applaud. Barrister by qualification. And then, because I'm somebody having passion for entertainment, I still follow my dream. I still have a mind of entrepreneur, able to carve out my own niche, able to establish myself in entertainment field, able to be somebody making wave on the online, able to be that person today that when anybody hear hello babe, they will think of. I think, it is what admiration. I'm not somebody to blow my own trumpet, but if I didn't blow it, who will blow it? So, ladies and gentlemen, I just hope that we're able to take a word of advice from this my brave address today. With this few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not to confuse you that is very much important to have ambitions in life. Thanks so much.
I remember at the press conference, what I was told specifically, this conference is about minding the gap. It's about making people realize that there is a difference between, well, not quite a difference, between work in employment and work in your own business. We have many young people who are here today simply because of the opportunity they will get to get a job, which is fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I would like to situate that question in is people need to redefine what work is. Work, I go back to the Bible. Pardon me, I'm a Christian. Work in the Bible, because Adam was punished with work. We all believe work is drudgery. And over time, we've come to see work as something that I must be paid to do. Work, when God created Adam, he said, till the soil and dominate, have dominion over everything and recreate. Not because you are going to be paid, but because you are going to bring something that will work for you. So when we see work as something that we are going to earn an income from, we are seeing it only for the pay that we will get. We're not seeing it for the value that we bring to the person who's employing us, whether it's yourself or someone else. And that's where the problem begins. That's why you can begin to say teaching is not a job I would like to do. You forget that what is the thing that gives you purpose? And Chude made allusion to that. Because you know what you are good at. You acquire the skills to be better at that thing through a profession. And you seek avenues to express that thing. That's what work is.
What problem are you going to solve? That is the question that you need to ask yourself. And not everybody is capable of solving problems. Some people are capable of helping people solve problems. Right? So there are people that will come up with a vision. There's a problem here. This is a solution. But I need to get a team. So when I look at my basketball, how did my basketball career influence me as a business person today? When I played basketball, what we were taught as a professional was how to win. I say this all the time. How do you win? When I played basketball, there was a process of winning. The process of winning in basketball was identifying the weakness of my opponent. So anytime I played, I watched my opponent very, very closely. I understood in about 2 or 3 moves, I would know exactly what his weakness was, and I would make sure I preyed on that weakness until he found a solution. If he did not find a solution, he was going to lose. It's the same thing that happened against me. If my opponent found a weakness that I had, maybe I couldn't dribble the ball with my left hand, he will attack. He would make sure that I didn't dribble the ball with my right hand. He made sure I dribbled the ball with my left hand because he knew that I wouldn't be able to score with my left hand. So these are strategies. So when you talk about winning, you have to understand how that translates to business. So my teammates in playing defense, we all had to make sure we work together to defend against our opponents. So in business, it's extremely important that you find the right team.
We do competitive analysis or how you can easily register or start a business. For Nigeria, we are not doing too well, but we have started improving on that particular index. What I will say to you, to make it very, very easy for you, all you need to do is partner with an experienced lawyer. Give that lawyer a brief about what you plan to do, and that's how I register my business. And this lawyer is a friend and a colleague that is experienced. And I said to him, I want to start a business. This is the idea of the business I want to start. He asked me to do a small write-up. I did that. So all of the registration criteria and the rest, CAC, he handled all of that for me. And he did that for me, not charging me anything much. He told me all what I need to pay, all I need to do. Most times, we make a lot of mistakes. And I want to seize the opportunity to explain this. The most important resources you need, they are people, not really money. By next month, we'll be launching the Gary, and the packaging is such that it's resealable. You use, you can seal back. Based on what? Information. Obina said, look, I want to invest in the business. But the first investment he made was to tell me to brand. You see the importance of people. And that we've tested in America. And they all embrace it, that they want it. Just an advice. And that advice will lead to millions in terms of breakthrough. So that's why I'm saying to you, registering or doing anything you want to do, you need people. They are the most important resources that you need. If you miss anything today, don't miss the fact that you need people. And if you don't know the person seated by your side, it's an opportunity for you to meet that person, take the person's phone number, take the person's email. You never can tell when you need that person.
Everywhere around us are full of opportunities. Look out for problems and think about how you can do something better than the man who is doing it. Definitely you're going to get paid somehow for it. For 6 good years before I started, that's back to the question, for 6 good years after graduation, I was freelancing, land business, these contracts, Well, in that process, that helped me to get companies registered. We were almost doing everything, once you do it, somehow once you have the information of something someone is looking for, then you have an opportunity to get something out of it. So that was what kept us going, left and right without any particular opportunity job. But I can tell you that it was a very tough period. My office, my house, everything was in the boot of the car I was driving. My parents got very, very worried at a point in time, and they were like, look, why don't you settle in for a job, get something doing, and I'm like, I love what I'm learning. I'm not making money, but every day of my life, I'm meeting people, I'm learning the confidence I need to interact with people. I'm seeing so many things that I will need in the future, and believe me, that's what has actually built me and given me the confidence to start up this business today. Somehow, with just a small loan of about 5 million naira, we started Blue Camel Energy in 2010 proper. That was when I ceased to operate my office from my car, and we had a small office where we started running. And I can proudly tell you today that we worth more than $500 million. Thank you so much. So for the man who's wondering how to face his parents and let them know that he wants to do something out there on his own, I think he needs to just come out, and let them know that, look, there are opportunities there in entrepreneurship, far, far more than, even the paid jobs.
In my many years, I've asked people and said, okay, so you want to work in Chevron? They say, yes. I say, have you been there? They say, they will not let me in. I was like, have you been to the website? They say, well. And I said, look, truth about the matter, and the person I had this conversation with, his auntie forced him to come and see me, because for 10 years, he had held the vision of all he wanted to do was work in Chevron. And at the end of the day, it was a wish, not a desire. Pursuit is a proof of your desire. If you want to do something, you will go after it. Let's talk about the guys. I'm sure the guys will prove to us that when the baby is checkable, what do? You go after that babe. So the question is, I need you to, there's a lot of disinformation we need to give ourselves to move ourselves to our next career level. How many companies, when you say these companies will not give you IT and give you HR, how many is your story? How many have you written to that? Your own experience? How many?
I would say maybe I have not pushed. But I know that there are some people I know who are in HR, and I mention it in their hearing, like, I want to build a career in HR. What they do most times is just tell me, do this exam, read up on this, read up on that. That's what they tell me most times. They don't say, okay, do you want to do this with me? Maybe I have not pushed enough, like, okay, let me follow you. But some people actually don't like it. I don't like being a pest. Okay. That is why.
All right, let me then cap it up with this. There are two things that are required for you to have an effective job search: research and getting used to rejection. Rejection is the name of applications. As a recruiter, I've called people, and you have to have, looking for a job is a job on its own. You have to have a dossier, a book. Yesterday, I applied to Heineken. You put the date. I sent an application through Job Mag. You have to have a chronicle of what you're trying to do to move yourself to the next level, such that when you sit across the table, and remember we talk about no experience, no job, you can talk about how proactive you are trying to escape unemployment. So my challenge to you is to go back and research how many HR firms are in your environment. I have never seen an employer say no to value. I have never. And every advertisement that you see, or advertisement, what's the right word, is a cry for help. It's a cry for help. I need a team to come and move my vision to the next level. Now, what stands between you and that job is a demonstration of what you carry and how that you are the answer to that problem. And sometimes we turn it on the head and we're looking for the employer to be the doctor. Just have mercy on me, put me in this system, and 30 days will make one pay. That is an indictment on the potential that you carry. You must be able to understand what your talent is, what you're good at, what your strengths are, and provide that to someone who is willing to pay you an efficient wage to transact. You're helping each other. It's a win-win. I've recently had to recruit for a bank. It was a nightmare. And I said, it's an evil under the sun that there's so many people looking for jobs, and yet this bank cannot find people. But what is the bank looking for? Where's the disconnect? There's some skill sets, some awareness. People sit across your interview and you think, do you think I'm here to joke? And then the person, despite the fact that they have a degree and they have a piece of paper and they say it and they're proud of it, they still are not able to deliver across the interview table because there's a language that employers speak. There's a desperate need for people that can deliver, people that can add value from day one, which is why we need to have this conversation within the university system. And the curriculum needs to start reflecting what 21st century skill sets are.
What have you done? Look somewhere else. Or think about that thing that people keep telling you that you can do. A lot of things don't cost that much money. I already had a camera. I used my living room. The only money that I was paying was editing money. I've not paid 1 naira in marketing fees, nothing. And I want to add, because people are like, are you just doing it? Well, no, I started getting income from Google last year. I didn't even know that, by the way, that if you take ads, and I'm a marketer, I didn't know they paid the video owners. So those ads that you see on YouTube, I wasn't taking ads on my video because of the kind of work that I was doing. For me, my work was first, because I was very devoted to the work that I do at Heineken. So I started taking ads on my videos, and then Google, for as many ads as they can put on your videos, they will send you, a little something. Yeah, I know. So for me, it was really about loving my job. And when I stopped loving my job, when I stopped being excited going to work in the morning, I sat down and I thought, what can I do to recenter myself? You don't always have to quit your job. There might be something else that you can do along the line that helps you to reinvigorate yourself. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with the generation after mine. I still like to think that your generation is the generation after mine. And it will show if I try to have a discussion with you today, I'll probably struggle to find the right language. But let me start by thanking Shino, Dotu, and Ngozi for the work you've done. Sitting down there and listening to them, I realized that this is an opportunity that is once in a lifetime. There were a couple of things that they said that even I wish I knew when I started. I didn't, and if I knew, I think things could have been better. But before I talk about my own journey to this place, let me start by clarifying my understanding of work. When we say get ready for work, the tendency is to think that get ready for employment. The reality is that work is not necessarily employment. Sometimes work means you also become the employer. And I have had instances where young people that I have mentored have interpreted it differently, and it has worked out very well for them. So first of all, you need to expand your mind. Work doesn't mean you work for somebody else. It simply means you get out in the morning and you do something productive and you get paid for it.
Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, don't they find it, nigga? What? I think they're ready. Let's go.
Problem kid. Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, now they fighting nigga. What? Love save me from Cali sugar. Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, now they fighting nigga. God save me from Cali sugar. Yeah, I'm on holiday, I'm in Argentina. I'm in SA, I'm with Sarafina. She said she want to try, said she got the liver. But I will do her body work, I'm a planet bitter. They see the high class, they feel the swagger. Yeah, I'm a girl boy, I'm a jiggy jagger. I a killer, no be I'm a rubber. This nigga so soft, like give me my lover. Very serious, so indigenous. Steady killing it till I go and switches lost. I'm still committing murder, I'm about to kill another. Officer, can you arrest the barista lawyer? They want to hire me, but they can't afford a nigga. She said she want to travel, I should ever got the visa. Give me a down, I'm with him, but she said carry shika. Bad guy, don't touch, I got a river. Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, now they fighting nigga. Lord save me from Cali sugar. Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, now they fighting nigga. God save me from Cali sugar. I kill her with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. I sickle self flow, every day I'm sicker. Okay man, I'm in what I give, but I'm getting bigger. Even if I bust emotion, you can't get a picture. Hey, if I'm in big gas, it's looking sicker. I know you 1 minute, man, I'm not coming quicker. I got my right back and now I come go. I put my coach in, I look at you, go. Yes, hello, baby, come on, what's up, baby, hello, yes. Nobody need money, I'm going to take a say, man, I love my girl, I put the love, I see, Muno, I be good, before memories in the like I'm in a day. But the way she looking at a nigga make me wanna figure. No more they go figure on what book I shika. Killer with the flow, cause nobody's sicker. The money and the fame now coming quicker. Queen of the coast, now they fighting nigga. Lord save me from Cali sugar.